Alright guys, so today we're going to be going over the most watchable teams in the NBA. And what do I mean by this? Well, I mean the teams that I want to watch. I don't care about other people. I don't care what KOT4Q said. I don't care what all the other YouTubers said. It's literally just what I like. And to start off with the Sixers, this is really interesting because Montrezl Harrell, literally today, he just got an ACL tear, and he might not be one of their best players, but he's their backup center, and without a backup center, that's kind of scary. Not to mention that James Harden might not even play for them, and he might be banned from the NBA. You can see one of my other videos for that, but without James Harden, this team is really just not fun to watch. So for that reason, actually they are an interesting team, and I want to monitor what happens with them, so I'll put them in A tier. Next, we have the Washington Wizards. Oh god, guys, the Wizards, they're so boring. I mean, I care about Jordan Poole because I'm a Warriors fan, but other than that, there's just no reason to watch. Next, the Atlanta Hawks. This is interesting because the Hawks have a few young players, but they're kind of the same team they've been the past few seasons. I don't really see them taking a jump, so I'm going to put them in C. Next, we have the Cavaliers, and guys, I just don't care about the Cavaliers at all. I just don't care about them. Donovan Mitchell, they're going to be a decent team, maybe even Eastern Conference semifinals, but that's it. That's their ceiling. Now, the Pistons, this one's going to be really controversial, but I am putting them in A tier just because they have all the young guys, and Jaden Ivey is one of my favorite young prospects in the NBA. So I'm putting them in A. You can argue with me, but it's my video, so I just like them. Next, you have the Pacers. Talk about a mid to watch team. I mean, they added Obi Toppin, which is a pretty fun dynamic, but other than that, I don't really care. Next, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, do I really want to watch Giannis play at all? Yeah, I mean, I'll watch playoff games. This is the list. I'll watch playoff games, but nothing except for that, because I don't really care, right? Like who cares about Giannis just extending his dominance on the league for another season? It's like watching the 2018 Warriors, but not fun. Next, we have the Raptors, and what they're doing, they're kind of moving into a rebuild direction. I'll honestly just put them in D tier because I just don't like it. Next, we have the Mavericks, S tier. Their offseason was so good. And when you have Luka Doncic and a skinny Luka Doncic, I'm actually going to play the clip of that right now.
Oh wow, shrugs him off, he looks him down, throws it up, and whoa, man.
When you have a skinny Luka Doncic with them, he's a scary guy. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop him. You add that with Kyrie Irving, Malcolm Brogdon, and all the other players, yeah, easy S tier. Next, we have the Nuggets. I'm going to put in A tier just because they're not that much of a fun team to watch, but they're just such a good team that when you watch them, it's like, oh, yeah. Grizzlies. For the first 25 games, I think it's going to be really interesting. But after that, they're just back to the Ja Morant stuff, and Ja's going to obviously get better, but I think a B tier is reasonable. Next, we have the Timberwolves. S tier, I think that's fair because they have Cat's making a push for MVP this season. Then they have Anthony Edwards, who's in my top 3 favorite players in this league. And I mean, you have Rudy Gobert, you have Jay McDaniels, you have a well-rounded roster that's honestly just fun to watch. The Spurs A tier just because Victor's just absolutely captivating. You want to watch every single one of his games, you already know. Next, we have the Utah Jazz. Ooh. I feel like it's unfair to have these two in C tier, but I'm going to just put them in D because I don't really care about them. Next, we have the Clippers. There's nothing to even say here. They're just a B team because if they get James Harden, easily an A. But I don't see anything happening with James Harden, so B tier. And if Kawhi and Paul George stay healthy, A tier. But I'm going to keep them at B tier now because that's a pretty big assumption to assume they're both healthy. Next, we have the Suns, easily an S tier. They created the best roster in the league out of signing some minimum contracts and mid-level exceptions along with a few stars. If that's not an S tier team, and I mean you have KD, D-Book, Bradley Beal, Bol, that's an S tier team right there. Next we have the Blazers. If Dame doesn't get traded, I'm honestly putting them as C, but if he does get traded, I think B tier is appropriate for them. Because I mean it's the Blazers. You have Scoot Henderson. You have all the young guys. They'll be kind of fun to watch. At the same time, I think I am going to put them in C tier just because they're not at the same level as these teams. Next, we have the Kings, who they've been injury plagued the past few seasons with, De'Aaron Fox's injuries, Domantas Sabonis' injuries, but they're still a really fun team to watch, meaning I'm going to put them at B tier. Now we have the Knicks. Guys, I don't really know what to do for this one because obviously you have Jalen Brunson, just because of Josh Hart, I'm going to put it at B because they are a fun team to watch. However, they just don't have the same excitement as any of these teams higher than them have. The Pelicans, I'm just not even going to assume that Zion's going to be healthy this year, meaning I'm putting them at C. Hornets, who cares about the Hornets? The Rockets, easily one of the most interesting young teams in the league right now. And, that's really what I care about. I care about those young teams getting better. I don't care about the old teams. I care about the young teams. So it's going to be really fun watching them with Amen Thompson and Jalen Green and all of those guys just really pull it together this season. I don't know, maybe they even make the playoffs. Next, we have the Miami Heat. If they get Dame, S tier. Nah, I can't put them at S tier without knowing if they get Dame. So I'll put them at A for now. Next, we have the Bulls. Guys, I just care about the Bulls because they're such a funny franchise. They've really been doing nothing for the past, I don't know how many seasons. They're like in between poverty and decent, but they just make it to the play-in tournament. They never get high draft picks, and they're just consistently mid. Meaning, I'll only watch them if they make it to the playoffs. Next, we have the Brooklyn Nets. This is going to be a really controversial one, but Mikal Bridges isn't fun to watch at all. And he's their star, so I'm just putting it at D. Next, we have the Thunder. As I said with all the development stuff, I really think they're a fun team to just watch develop and all of that stuff. It's just going to be really fun. Finally, we're going to have, not finally, sorry, there are 3 more teams after this. So the Warriors, I'm a Warriors fan. I've lived here my entire life, and honestly, I've got to root for the Warriors. And even if I wasn't a Warriors fan, seeing them with Chris Paul, that's really captivating, and I want to watch that. So, yeah, easily giving the Warriors an S tier. For our final 3 teams, we have Celtics, Lakers, and Magic. We'll go with the Magic first because we all know that no one cares about the Magic. Now, Celtics. Yeah, I think it's fair to put them in A tier because, yeah, A tier. A tier is fair for them. And finally, the Lakers. This is easily an S tier because they're so fun to watch. It's just a great dynamic with that team, with the old guys and the young guys. And honestly, this is my final tier list. It's definitely controversial. Not most people would have the Atlanta Hawks, the Bucks, all of this tier seems like you would have teams higher than this. Then here you have the Nets. But if I'm being totally honest, I think that this is fair. Just because the teams at the top, you have the balance of young and old guys, and honestly, I believe that one of these teams will win the championship, even though they're all in the Western Conference, which I just noticed that's kind of weird. Then you have the second tier teams, almost all in the Eastern Conference, except for the Nuggets and the Spurs and the Rockets, I guess. But yeah, you just have a bit less fun teams here. They're more young. Then you have B tier, where you just have teams that are uncertain for next season, C, which I don't really like, and D, which just sucks. And that's basically gonna be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.